Ever wonder if the infamous loose cannon Jinx has any friends? It's a tricky question. She's known for chaos, destruction, and a whole lot of loneliness. But if we dig deep into the lore of both League of Legends and the incredible series Arcane, we find some interesting relationships that could, in a way, be called friendships. Today, let us explore the complex web of connections around Jinx and figure out who she might actually consider a friend. First up, let's go way back to her childhood in Zaun, back when she was just a sweet, inventive, and slightly clumsy kid named Powder. Her world revolved around her adoptive family, her big sister Vi, and her two adoptive brothers, Milo and Clygor. Milo was the sarcastic, wiry one. He was often critical of Powder, especially when her inventions went wrong, which, let's be honest, happened a lot. He'd call her a jinx, a name that would tragically stick. But despite his sharp tongue, Milo was fiercely loyal to the group. He was part of the family, and his teasing was likely his own weird way of showing he cared. He was always there for their heists and adventures, even if he was complaining the whole time. Then there was Clagor, the gentle giant of the group. He was the complete opposite of Milo. He was kind-hearted, patient, and often acted as the mediator, especially between Milo and Powder. He had a soft spot for Powder and would often defend her and her quirky gadgets. Clagor was the supportive big brother figure, the steady, comforting presence in their chaotic lives in the Undercity. He saw her potential and her good heart, even when her experiments blew up in their faces. Tragically, as we all know from Arcane, both Milo and Clygor were lost in the explosion Powder accidentally caused. This event shattered her world and was the catalyst for her transformation into Jinx. They weren't just friends. They were her brothers, and their loss haunts her forever. Now, let's fast forward a bit in the Arcane timeline. After being abandoned by Vi and taken in by Silco, Jinx's life is mostly solitary. She is Silco's weapon, his daughter in a twisted way, but she doesn't really have peers. However, there's a character in the game lore who has a fascinating connection to Jinx, Ziggs, the Hexplosives expert. Ziggs is a Yordle who is just as obsessed with explosions as Jinx is, but with one key difference: he doesn't want to hurt people. He just loves the science and the spectacle of a big boom. In the lore, Ziggs finds a kindred spirit in Jinx. He's fascinated by her casual, almost artistic approach to demolition. They have this chaotic, purely platonic friendship built on a shared passion for all things that go kaboom. While Jinx's goals are often destructive and personal, Ziggs is more of a pyrotechnic purist. He sees the beauty in the blast. They've been known to team up in Piltover, causing mayhem and having a blast, literally. Ziggs is one of the few beings who isn't scared of Jinx. He's intrigued by her. He doesn't try to change her or fix her. He just accepts her explosive personality. You could say Ziggs is Jinx's boom buddy, and he's probably the closest thing she has to a genuine, non-judgmental friend in her current state. He lets her be Jinx, and for someone so isolated, that's a powerful thing. Let's move on to another Zaunite who shares a complicated history with Jinx, Echo, the boy who shattered time. In Arcane, we see that Echo was a childhood friend of Powder and the group. He was the leader of the Firelights, a resistance group fighting against Silco's oppressive rule in Zaun. He and Powder were close as kids, sharing a bond of innocence and ingenuity in the harsh Undercity. There's that heartbreaking scene where young Echo watches Powder leave with Silco, a moment that signifies the end of their friendship and the beginning of their rivalry. As they grow up, they find themselves on opposite sides. Jinx works for Silco, the very person Echo is fighting against. Their reunion on the bridge is one of the most emotionally charged scenes in the series. It's a battle between two old friends, now bitter enemies. Echo still sees a flicker of Powder inside Jinx, and it clearly pains him to fight her. He remembers the girl she used to be. Their relationship is a tragic what-if story. What if things had gone differently? Could they have remained friends? Their shared past creates a deep, unspoken connection, but their present circumstances have turned them into adversaries. He's not her friend now, but the memory of their friendship is a crucial part of both of their stories. Finally, we have to talk about a potential and very surprising friendship from the League of Legends universe that fans have talked about for years. Lux, the Lady of Luminosity from Dementia. On the surface, they couldn't be more different. Lux is an optimistic, light-wielding mage from a kingdom that despises magic, while Jinx is a chaotic gunner from the polluted depths of Zaun. But they share a common thread. They both hide a part of themselves from the world. Lux hides her magic, and Jinx hides the hurt and vulnerable powder deep inside. In the Star Guardian alternate universe, they are teammates and have a very close sister-like bond. Lux is the leader, and she feels a great responsibility for Jinx, who is a troubled and rebellious member of the team. Lux sees the good in Jinx and tries to guide her, protecting her from her own self-destructive tendencies. While this is an alternate universe, it shows the potential for a powerful dynamic between them. They both carry heavy burdens and a sense of being an outsider. This shared experience could be the foundation for a very compelling and unlikely friendship. It's a popular fan theory that if they ever met in the main timeline, they might find they have more in common than anyone would expect. So, does Jinx have friends? It's complicated. Milo and Clagor were her family, her first friends, and their loss defined her. Zix is her partner in crime, a friend who accepts her chaos without question. Eiko is a friend from a lifelong past, now a painful reminder of what she lost. And Lex represents a potential friendship, a hope that someone can understand the girl behind the grin. Jinx walks a lonely path, but she's not entirely alone. The ghosts of old friends and the presence of new, unlikely ones flicker around her, shaping the legend of the loose cannon. What do you think? Who do you consider Jinx's truest friend? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your theories. Thanks so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into the lore, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more videos. See you next time.